Zinsco electrical panels, commonly used in the 1960s, have been identified as posing potential safety hazards. Understanding the issues and having access to documented evidence is crucial for making informed decisions about replacement. Several sources provide information regarding the safety concerns associated with Zinsco electrical panels. Regulatory agencies have issued official documents addressing these concerns. The Consumer Product Safety Commission, also known as CPSC, has released a Zinsco electrical panel safety notice and a guide on Zinsco electrical panel safety. These documents highlight potential hazards and recommend replacement programs. The Federal Trade Commission, also known as FTC, has issued a Zinsco consent order, further indicating regulatory action related to these panels. Several studies and reports elaborate on the failures and potential dangers of Zinsco electrical panels. The Electrical Safety Foundation International, also known as ESFI, provides information on Zinsco electrical panel failures. The National Fire Protection Association, also known as NFPA, offers guidance on electrical equipment maintenance and safety in the workplace through NFPA 70. B, which is the recommended practice for electrical equipment maintenance, and NFPA 70. E, which is the standard for electrical safety in the workplace. Expert opinions and testimonies from electrical engineers provide further insight into the issues. Michael Armbruster, an electrical engineer, has provided testimony before the Washington State Electrical Board. Thomas K. Hanna, also an electrical engineer, has prepared a report on the failure of Zinsco circuit breakers. Additional resources include information on Zinsco electrical panel replacement programs such as those offered by Brandt Electric. General Electric provides Zinsco electrical panel manufacturer information. Specific issues associated with Zinsco panels include corrosion, wire bend radius problems, and circuit breaker failures. Corrosion affects the aluminum bus bars and breaker jaws, which can corrode over time. This leads to loose connections and electrical arcing. The wire bend radius issue involves sharp bends required to connect wires to the breakers. These bends can weaken the wires and increase the risk of insulation damage. Circuit breaker failures occur when breakers may fail to trip under overload conditions, increasing the risk of electrical fires. Faulty connections and breaker failures can create arc flash hazards, putting occupants at risk of injury or death. It's essential to consult these resources and consider replacing Zinsco electrical panels to mitigate potential safety risks. Remember to consult with a qualified electrician for professional assessment and replacement if necessary. The documents from the Consumer Product Safety Commission offer specific guidance on recognizing potentially hazardous Zinsco panels and recommended actions. The Consumer Product Safety Commission's Safety Guide also details the potential risks associated with these panels. The Federal Trade Commission's consent order provides legal context and resolutions related to the manufacturer's practices. The Electrical Safety Foundation International's information details the modes of failure observed in Zinsco panels, helping to understand the scope of the problem. The National Fire Protection Association standards, while not specific to Zinsco, provide context for safe electrical practices and maintenance that are relevant when dealing with aging electrical equipment. The testimony of Michael Armbruster before the Washington State Electrical Board offers insights into regulatory perspectives on Zinsco panels. The report by Thomas K. Hanna provides technical analysis of the failure mechanisms of Zinsco circuit breakers. Information from Brandt Electric outlines replacement programs and solutions for outdated or recalled Zinsco panels. General Electric's customer support resources can help trace the history and specifications of Zinsco panels, even though they are no longer manufactured. Understanding the potential for corrosion in Zinsco panels involves recognizing the chemical reactions that occur between aluminum and other materials in the presence of moisture, which leads to increased resistance and heat. Addressing wire bend radius issues requires ensuring that replacement panels allow for proper wire management and strain relief to prevent insulation damage and conductor breakage. Mitigating circuit breaker failure risks involves replacing Zinsco breakers with modern, reliable breakers that have been tested and certified to meet current safety standards. Reducing arc flash hazards requires ensuring that the entire electrical system, including the panel, breakers, and wiring, is properly installed, maintained, and protected by appropriate overcurrent devices and safety measures. Replacement programs often involve a complete panel replacement, which may include upgrading the service entrance grounding system and branch circuit wiring to meet current code requirements. Understanding the historical context of Zinsco panels helps to appreciate the evolution of electrical safety standards and the importance of regular electrical system inspections and upgrades. Many Zinsco panels utilize aluminum bus bars, which are more susceptible to corrosion than copper bus bars, especially in environments with high humidity or salt content. The design of Zinsco breakers often lacks a positive locking mechanism, which can lead to loose connections and arcing. Over time, the plastic components in Zinsco breakers can become brittle and crack, further compromising their ability to function properly. The internal components of Zinsco breakers may be undersized, making them more prone to overheating and failure under overload conditions. Zinsco panels often have limited space for wire management, making it difficult to achieve proper wire bend radii and secure connections. The lack of readily available replacement parts for Zinsco panels can make repairs difficult and costly, often necessitating a complete panel replacement. Modern electrical panels offer improved safety features such as arc fault circuit interrupters, also known as FSIs, and ground fault circuit interrupters, also known as GFCIs, which provide enhanced protection against electrical fires and shocks. Upgrading to a modern electrical panel can also increase the capacity of the electrical system, allowing for the addition of new circuits and appliances. Regular electrical inspections by qualified electricians can help identify potential problems with Zinsco panels and other electrical equipment before they become serious hazards. Homeowners should be aware of the signs of a failing electrical panel, such as flickering lights, burning smells, and trip breakers. If any of these signs are present, it is important to contact a qualified electrician immediately. Electrical safety is a shared responsibility, and homeowners, electricians, and regulatory agencies all play a role in ensuring the safety of electrical systems. The information provided in this video is intended for educational purposes only and should not be considered a substitute for professional electrical advice. Always consult with a qualified electrician before making any decisions about your electrical system. The potential consequences of electrical hazards can be severe, so it is important to take all necessary precautions to protect yourself and your family. Proper grounding is essential for electrical safety, and Zinsco panels may not have adequate grounding systems compared to modern panels. The presence of moisture can exacerbate corrosion and electrical failures in Zinsco panels, so it is important to address any water leaks or dampness in the vicinity of the panel. Overloading circuits is a common cause of electrical fires, and Zinsco panels may not have adequate protection against overloads. It is important to use the correct size breakers for each circuit and to avoid plugging too many appliances into a single circuit. Surge protection devices can help protect against voltage spikes that can damage electrical equipment and cause fires. Zinsco panels may not have surge protection, so it is a good idea to install surge protection devices at the panel and at individual outlets. Regular maintenance of electrical systems can help prevent problems and extend the lifespan of electrical equipment. This includes tightening connections, cleaning components, and testing breakers. It is important to keep electrical panels clean and free of debris, as dust and dirt can accumulate and cause overheating. The use of extension cords should be limited, as they can be a fire hazard if used improperly. Extension cords should be properly rated for the intended use and should not be overloaded. It is important to follow all electrical codes and regulations when installing or modifying electrical systems. These codes are designed to protect people and property from electrical hazards. The National Electrical Code, also known as NEC, is a comprehensive set of standards for electrical installations. Local electrical codes may also apply, so it is important to check with your local building department. Electrical permits are required for many electrical projects, and it is important to obtain the necessary permits before starting any work. This helps ensure that the work is done safely and in accordance with code. Qualified electricians have the training and experience to safely install and maintain electrical systems. It is important to hire a qualified electrician for any electrical work that you are not comfortable doing yourself. Checking the electrician's credentials and insurance is important before hiring them. Homeowners can take steps to make their homes more electrically safe, such as installing smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors, and teaching children about electrical safety. Smoke detectors should be installed on every level of the home and should be tested regularly. Carbon monoxide detectors should be installed near sleeping areas and should also be tested regularly. Children should be taught not to play with electrical outlets or cords, and they should be taught what to do in case of an electrical emergency. Electrical safety is an ongoing process, and it is important to stay informed about the latest electrical safety information and practices. The Consumer Product Safety Commission and the Electrical Safety Foundation International are good sources of electrical safety information. By taking the necessary precautions, homeowners can help protect themselves and their families from electrical hazards. The information provided in this video is not intended to be a complete guide to electrical safety, but it is a good starting point for understanding the risks associated with Zinsco electrical panels and other electrical hazards. Always consult with a qualified electrician for professional advice and assistance. The potential liabilities associated with not replacing a Zinsco panel when there is documented evidence of its potential hazards can be significant. Consulting with a legal professional may be advisable to understand the full scope of these liabilities. When evaluating the condition of a Zinsco panel, pay close attention to the condition of the bus bars, looking for signs of corrosion, pitting, or discoloration. Also examine the breakers for any signs of overheating, such as melted plastic or burnt contacts. If the panel has been subjected to moisture or flooding, it should be inspected by a qualified electrician, even if there are no visible signs of damage. When replacing a Zinsco panel, consider upgrading to a panel with a higher ampacity rating to accommodate future electrical needs. Also consider adding surge protection to protect sensitive electronic equipment from voltage spikes. The cost of replacing a Zinsco panel can vary depending on the size and complexity of the installation. However, the cost of replacement is typically less than the cost of repairing the damage caused by an electrical fire or injury. Many insurance companies offer discounts for homeowners who upgrade their electrical panels. Contact your insurance company to see if you are eligible for a discount. The presence of asbestos in some older electrical panels should be assessed prior to any work being done, and proper precautions should be taken if asbestos is present. When disposing of a Zinsco panel, be sure to follow all local regulations for the disposal of electrical equipment. Some municipalities may have specific requirements for the disposal of hazardous materials. Electrical safety is a critical aspect of home ownership, and it is important to take it seriously. By taking the necessary precautions, homeowners can help protect themselves and their families from electrical hazards. This presentation has provided an overview of the potential risks associated with Zinsco electrical panels and the steps that can be taken to mitigate those risks. Always consult with a qualified electrician for professional advice and assistance. Consider also getting a second opinion on whether to replace it. The documentation provided may also be shown to potential home buyers to show the need to replace the panels to encourage the sale to go through.